this new fashion trend that's going viral on all the social media platforms, and it's called buccal fat removal. Doctors are reporting that they're seeing twice as many people asking for the surgery than ever before.
This non-surgical tweakment being widely advertised on social media. It's known as the fox eye facelift.
Well, inspired by the likes of supermodels Bella Hadid and Kendall Jenner.
A lot of people get BBLs, for their own reasoning. It could be because it's trending.
If you're seeking to enhance your look, whether it be with fillers, plastic surgery, or body treatments, I want to tell you what you need to avoid and what I feel is the biggest mistake you can make when it comes to getting cosmetic enhancements. I'll tell you what you should be doing instead, which happens to be what a lot of celebrities are doing now. The fact that buccal fat removal went viral so quickly evidently shows that these beauty trends are blowing up at an increased rate than they did in the past, and social media plays a big impact in progressing these trends because things that look unusual and unnatural do really well with the algorithms. Then they show up in your feed, people start talking about them, and now you're being told there's something new and hot you need to seek in order to look beautiful. There's a reason why you should avoid following trends that TikTok, Instagram, or any other social media platform says is beautiful at the time, because these trends often lead to making someone look overdone or just plain crazy. And I'm not saying this just because I personally don't think a lot of these trends look good.
It goes way deeper than that. I'm going to share with you the type of beauty that you should seek because it's the most positive and powerful. My name is Emily Dowe, and I'm a physician associate who helps people enhance their beauty with cosmetic injectables. When I first started out as a cosmetic injector, I didn't have much of a philosophy on beauty besides wanting to do injections in the safest manner possible. I wanted to make my patients happy, which people often equate to giving people what they want, what they ask for, what the latest trend is. So for instance, a young woman comes in, she has over-injected lips already, she wants to add more lip filler. You're often told or encouraged to do it because it'll make her happy. But something just never felt right about that, and it never sat well with me.
Then everything changed after I went to this cosmetic conference 8 years ago. During this conference, I listened to this plastic surgeon, Dr. Diane, speak about the book he wrote called Subliminally Exposed. This book revealed key secrets about beauty from the deep level of our subconscious mind. It changed everything, and suddenly it all made sense to me.
Once you understand what I'm about to discuss with you, you can take charge of the impression that you choose to project and choose a mentally healthy and better way of enhancing your looks. You won't have to worry about hopping on any new trend that doesn't take into account your unique facial features, your aging category, your skin type, your facial shape. So stay tuned.
So it's an interesting thing, isn't it, that you can see an image or a face shape on social media that is the look of the moment, but to change your face to fit in with the latest trend.
No matter how popular it is, no matter how many people are getting it done, there's a fundamental problem with following trends that promote this type of look. And in order for you to understand, we must dive deep into exploring our subconscious mind in order to reveal what beauty is, what it should look like, why it exists, and how you can take charge of enhancing your look so that you can give a positive and powerful impression. Now, in order for you to understand this, I need to take you back to a time which was not long ago, considering how long humans have been around, before plastic surgery and cosmetic injections existed. What is beauty? Beauty is an honest signaling of evolutionary fitness. Why does beauty exist? We think beauty exists because we, as a species who have been around for around 300,000 years, had to survive and give our offspring genes that had the best likelihood of surviving. Since we can't look inside of each other to know who has healthy DNA or genetics, the theory is Mother Nature had to give us a way to recognize or physically display who has healthy genetics that are most fit for producing offspring that are more likely to survive in harsh environments. So beauty is a way of recognizing who is more evolutionary fit. This is why we are hardwired to be attracted to beautiful people. It's why advertisers use attractive people to sell things.
If you show men photographs of attractive women looking directly at them, there's a little part of their brain called the nucleus accumbens that lights up.
Beauty is powerful and it works like a drug. Some reporting that it's as addictive as morphine because it works like other things which activate the reward system of our brain, such as food and sex. This explains why the desire to beautify oneself is human nature. When we think we look good, we feel better. As much as 70% of our self-esteem is based on our perception of our physical appearance. This is the whole reason behind why we seek things out that make us look more attractive, like makeup.
Botox, filler, plastic surgery. The goal of these treatments is often to improve our self-esteem. So when we look at a naturally beautiful person, and I specify natural looking because that's the only type of beauty that existed before plastic surgery and cosmetic injections. When we look at a naturally beautiful looking person,
it yields pleasure and activates the reward system of our brain. But what happens when we look at someone who looks like they've been obviously enhanced or unnatural looking? Does it spark the same positive, pleasurable experience?
Yeah.
But it's also completely exaggerated, right? Like giant tits, small waist, enormous ass.
Giant lips.
Yeah. Oh, that's the saddest one because that doesn't work.
No, you look like a fish.
Oh, the lip one is such a bad move. And you're ruining the thing you kiss with.
Mm-hmm.
It's like your fucking lips.
It's all on a sliding scale. There's nips and tucks, slight adjustments. But we're getting to the point to where it's becoming comical. I live in Atlanta, and I'm looking at some women that have some of the most comical proportions. Jessica Rabbit was a cartoon character for a reason.
Her butt is this, it's a surgical creation. It's a distortion. There's so much going on there because you're not supposed to have that much fat in one place. A girl who has an ass like that has legs to match it. It's just it's a bad message. It's like those guys that shoot synthol into their muscles to get fake muscles. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. Like that's not a real ass. Like
I know.
Just like those synthol muscles are not real muscles.
Did you ever watch the show?
There's a synthol guy. Look at that poor guy.
Look at his face. He's like, I'm nailing this shit.
Yeah.
Research has shown that unnatural looking enhancements does not elicit the same pleasurable impression. In fact, exaggerated enhancements can often elicit a negative subconscious response like the kind you just saw. Why? Well, we said that
beauty is an honest signaling of evolutionary fitness.
So why don't people who look unnatural elicit the same pleasurable, positive impression that someone who looks naturally beautiful does?
If we go overboard with impression enhancements, we can ignite the opposite response by tipping off someone's subconscious mind that we are trying to hide something, like bad genes, poor health, or even deceit.
Deceit brings up a very interesting concept.
Bella Hadid first denied getting plastic surgery. Her mother, Yolanda Hadid, even went as far as insisting that her daughters have never had any kind of work done. Bella even went as far as saying, "You can do a scan of my face, darling. I'm scared of putting filler into my lips. I wouldn't want to mess up my face." Years later, she finally admits to getting a nose job at the tender young age of 14, as if we didn't already know. It was pretty obvious.
Now, in the case of Bella, it's not that she looks unnatural. If she wasn't famous and we didn't have pictures or video of what she used to look like, we wouldn't have the privilege of knowing she had work done.
But since she grew up on TV in the spotlight, we know what she used to look like. Therefore, we can compare.
No shame in having plastic surgery. But when asked if you did, why deny it? In theory, she knew that by admitting to plastic surgery, it would imply a completely different subconscious impression than if you thought she was born with the genetics, which is what she wanted you to think.
I wouldn't say that she's unrecognizable from what she used to look like, which is what this article claims, but it seems to be a little more than a tweakment. I would say she moderately changed the way she used to look. I also think she had a little more than a nose job. She has a lot more of an eyelid crease showing in this after photo, and her lips do look a bit more full. Kim K went as far as getting her butt x-rayed, knowing that a BBL wouldn't show up on an x-ray in order to pass off that her bum was all natural.
Do you feel deceived when celebrities don't admit to plastic surgery or cosmetic enhancements? Comment below and let me know, because I think it proves just how deep-rooted beauty is in our subconscious minds, and it proves the difference in subliminal impressions and feelings of being deceived. I think it's the whole reason behind why celebrities don't admit to plastic surgery. The whole concept of unnatural-looking enhancements giving negative, unfavorable impressions doesn't just apply to injectables or plastic surgery, it also applies to other types of enhancements, and science has proven this. Researchers studied this concept with makeup. They found that women who had professionally applied makeup were positively perceived, whereas women who applied makeup inappropriately or excessively triggered negative impressions.
The message observers receive is that the person who applies too much makeup is not vital, healthy, or the possessor of good genes. It has the exact opposite effect of what the woman is trying to achieve. The same can be seen with excess plastic surgery.
This whole concept is likely why you see this new trend of celebrities or influencers getting rid of their unnatural looking enhancements to opt for a more natural look.
Rumor is that 2 of the Kardashian sisters likely had their BBLs reversed. Kim's hips look a lot smaller now, and Khloe's rear end has for sure shrunk in size. Cardi B, who's an open book, says she had 95% of her butt injections taken out, and she now feels so strongly against it, she warns others not to do it.
Whatever you do, don't get ass shots.
The prediction is that the BBL era is over. It's less likely now for someone to want to obviously look like they've had a BBL than it was even last year.
Oh, BBL is a trend. Me and you talk about this all the time. You actually brought to my attention how many women are trying to reverse that shit and go natural. Yeah, the
times are changing. Like, everybody's trying to go back natural.
I'm telling you.
More women are getting their lips dissolved. I commonly have women who find my video, the one that I have out about how to tell if your lips are botched or you have migration. They find the video, they come in, have their lips dissolved and sometimes refilled, but they are opting for a more natural look. Now, the question is,
do natural-looking enhancements spark the same pleasurable impression than if the person were naturally or genetically born that way?
According to Dr. Diane's research, natural-looking enhancements do give the same pleasurable impression.
If I can help someone appear attractive in a subtle, authentic way, and unknowing observers are not privy to the method, they are rewarded with a pleasurable experience much the same as if that person were naturally beautiful. Natural-looking beauty is best, and obvious enhancements are detrimental. We appreciate and gain pleasure from something that is beautiful when we believe it is the real thing. This proves the theory that makeup, as well as all cosmetic interventions, have a goal of achieving a natural and subliminal change in one's appearance.
That's probably because what looks natural looks honest. Botox, filler, and plastic surgery can be used to enhance your facial features and your body, allowing you to project a more favorable, positive, and attractive first impression. But the changes need to be subtle and barely perceivable. After getting a deeper understanding of beauty, this became the whole reason why I chose to exclusively provide natural-looking results to enhance someone's beauty. Results that harmonize with someone's facial features rather than trying to go against them. The cosmetic injector you choose has a very influential job in how they choose to make you look more beautiful, so make sure you choose them wisely. I also feel there's a certain amount of self-acceptance that you need to have with undergoing any cosmetic procedure and realizing
we are not all meant to look alike or have the same features, and that's what's beautiful. Those who want to look drastically different from what they were born with seem to have more of a never-ending body dysmorphia, constantly seeking the next treatment to alter their appearance, never seeming to be happy with anything.
But there is something that's causing people to continue to pursue these trends in this exaggerated, unnatural look. What is it, and why would somebody want to look like they've been obviously enhanced? A lot of people think it's because of attention.
I met a girl the other day that had diaper butt. She was at the Comedy Store, and I couldn't look away. I was like, what is happening to her butt? Because I knew it wasn't real. I knew she had, like, she had these spindly legs.
Yeah, the skinny legs, and then the...
I think it's a competition. I get people have their own insecurities with their, their self mentally. But in today's world, I'm just seeing like people really just doing this shit just to be doing it. Like with no, like it ain't even no standards no more. Like it's like I want the attention from the guys, because I think that's what it is too now. Like
I could agree with that.
And it is sad, man. Like we can go on and on and on.
The attention theory seems to make a lot of sense according to this 2022 article written by Plastic and Reconstructive Surgery, which found that people stare at lips that are exaggerated not because they think they're more beautiful. They actually rated natural-looking lips as more attractive, but because unnatural-looking lips seem to take more time for the brain to process.
So getting more attention doesn't necessarily mean it's because people are perceiving those with unnatural looking enhancements as more beautiful. Do you think people get exaggerated enhancements for attention, which they then misinterpret as a positive impression? Comment below, I want to know your thoughts. This brings us to a really important question. Is it ethical to always give patients what they want?
If an aesthetic provider thinks someone is going down an unhealthy rabbit hole or may have body dysmorphia, do we continue to treat them? Maybe what they really need is a therapist who can help them. Why are aesthetic providers allowing people to end up looking this way?
You know, there's some surgeries that we see, and I'm like, I can't believe a doctor okayed that, like the cat lady, Jocelyn.
The problem is, there's, you know, in our specialty, there's a lot of emotional instability. And she represents that.
Yeah.
But the problem is, somebody will do it. So once she's decided she's going to do it, somebody will do it.
When we see these kind of surgeries, like we see these outrageous things, is there, I mean, a responsibility on the doctor to say,
I think so. I think it's an ethical responsibility. They're looking to make a quick buck, and they'll do it, you know, as long as the check clears.
But that's scary as a potential patient going in to know that anything I ask for, I could probably get,
right,
even at my own detriment, because you're willing to do it if you're, you know, you don't have the integrity.
Realize that plastic surgery and non-surgical cosmetic procedures is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Someone will always do it because they're making money. So sometimes they are profiting off of other people's body dysmorphia. I think I've given some really good reasons to why you wouldn't want to look unnatural, but I know everyone has a difference in opinion. Some people like the exaggerated look because it gets attention, and people like attention. It would be interesting to see how long people keep the exaggerated look for. Do they wake up one day and suddenly have an epiphany, realizing the attention they got was not for the reasons that they thought it was from? Let me know your thoughts, comment below. I hope you realize that your face and body should never be trends. Trends are for fashion and TikTok, but certainly not your body and never your face. This advice is timeless and it will never go out of style because natural beauty is timeless. And just remember,
you are born an original. Don't become a copy.
Don't forget to check these videos out next so you can learn how to be more naturally beautiful.